Hello, it's Arlene, and thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I am making a scrapbook page in honor of National Scrapbook Day, which is tomorrow, May 4th. I am using a couple of products, or a stamp set and a die set actually, that are going to be retiring with this current Stampin' Up catalog. The stamp set I'm using is the Incredible Like You. This came with an additional project kit you could buy that I showcased just, I think, in the last video. So super fun set right here. And then I'm also using the dies it's called Petals and More. This matched with the Petals palette this matched with the Petals palette. I think it's called Petal Palette stamp set, which both are retiring with this current catalog. So I'm using those. I'm also using a piece of Balmy Blue cardstock, and this is going to be a matte for my photo. So I've already got it pre-cut to my picture. I mean, it just depends on the size. And then I have a piece of Petal Pink, and this is just an 8.5 by 11 sheet of the cardstock. I've also used a Whisper White cardstock, and I've cut it down 1/2 inch on each side. So it is, instead of 8.5 by 11, it is now 8 inches by 10.5. And the reason for that is I'm going to be using the Petal Pink as a frame, like a mat around the white that I'll be working with. Now for this particular project, I'm only using one photo, and I'm using 8.5 by 11 format, but know that you can really use more than one picture on here. You can use a different size of picture. You can use 12 by 12 or 6 by 8 or 8 by 8, whichever format that you're using. This is really versatile so that you can use different sizes. So I'm going to show, I'm also using a piece of, this is a circle that I've cut from the Layering Circles. This die set is not retiring. And I'm going to be using, I think, I haven't made up my mind yet. It's the Share What You Love Artisan Pearls, which are retiring, or the Frosted and the Clear Epoxy Dots, or the droplets they call them. So depends on how it looks when I get finished here. So I'm setting all of the pieces of paper aside except for this little circle. And I've got the I Adore You stamp from the Incredible, or the Incredible Like You set. And in Petal Pink, I'm just going to ink this up, and I'm pressing it down. My placement is just a little bit above the center, but just barely. It's centered left to right, and it's just a little above center from top to bottom. And that was in the Petal Pink. And then next I'm taking the soft seafoam color, and with there's a petal here. All right here, here's a different block. So I brought this out because any of you maybe remember these hook and loop, do you remember the unmounted stamps that we used to get years and years ago? We're talking a long time ago. And you would put the hook and loop tape, and then that's how you would change out your stamps when they were unmounted. Okay, and this is just a stem, and I'm using the soft seafoam like this. And then I'm taking the blue and the little flowers here. I'll ink those up in the blue. And these, just add the flowers to the stems right there. Okay, and this is all you are going to use as far as stamping goes on this page. Next, I'll take this Whisper White cardstock, and then I've pre-cut some of these dies out using the Petal Pink colors. I cut out 4 of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using 3 or 4 of them. And then I've got some of the Green Rain. This again is in the soft sea foam. So I wanted to just place that on the bottom like so. Move this out of the way here for you to see better. And then I'm going to be placing, I wanted these flowers to go just on top of that like that. Now, the way that I can gauge where exactly I want my dies to be is I'm going to take my mat and just kind of set that right about in the middle. That's where I've decided I want it at. And you can see I'll have to place my flower down below. I move my greenery around a little bit. And then I want to put some of these flowers. I think they're just gonna go kind of like this. On here, we'll get them situated so they're kind of flowing up. Okay, and remember with some of that white space, I actually like white space on my page, but with some of that we want to, I'll be able to put some of those droplets or those pearls on here too. Now, when I'm using this, I like to use a liquid glue because it gives me a little bit of some moving time that if I don't like it the way it's positioned, I am able to move it slightly. We have the Tombow, the liquid glue that I'm going to use, I think on this one. It does get gooey on me. I'm a very messy gluer, I think, so this does sometimes get a little sticky on my hands. I really like this 3-in-1, and I purchased this at a Scrapbook expo years ago, and then I've since purchased more. I like it, but it has a high smell to it, and it tends to dry up pretty fast in the bottle. So even though I still have probably like almost a half left, it's almost too thick now. So I'll be playing with those. I'm going to place the dies where they're at, and I will finish that up, and then I will be right back. Okay, so now that we have that glued down, you'll see that I have some excess here. Actually, I didn't get as much as I thought I would. So I'm just going to turn that over and trim that off. So we don't trim that excess off. We don't want that hanging over. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this Whisper White piece onto the mat. Okay, like this. There we go. And then next, I've got my mat here. So this is where, you can see that I use this really as a placement guide for how I wanted the flowers and my die cuts to go. And then I have the cute picture. This is my granddaughter and her friend. I watched them a while back. It's been a while, but I thought this was really cute. So let me get the picture, add that onto my balmy blue mat. And you can see I made the matting a little bit bigger than what I usually do. I usually only do like, maybe like 1/4 of an inch to really 1/8 of an inch. But I wanted to make this large enough to where you can see the blue, because as you can see from the circle here, I added the balmy blue, but just a little bit, but then your eye will be drawn to the blue and the blue that matches from the picture, the mat. Okay, so I'll take this, glue this on, position it just so. Okay. And then I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals here, and I want to just place those onto my circle to lift that up just a little bit. So when you're scrapbooking, you really need to think about how much bulk you want on your pages. So the more bulk you have, the less pages really that you'll be able to fit into an album. Okay, and I think that's going to go just like that. Okay, and the next thing I want to do, I think I am going to add some of these pearls here. Again, just probably the pinkish ones that match better. And of course, let me just do that without tweezers. I had a class last Saturday, so some stuff is not put away quite yet, such as tweezers. I had those out. And the older you get, the more you miss those tweezers. Let's see. Okay, and add a little bit here. There, okay. And then let's go ahead and bring some of these little droplets. I don't want anything really big, so just add a few of them. Okay. It's really simple. There's not a lot on this page, but it really brings your eye to focus onto the the picture, which is really what we want. I like to focus on my pictures and then just have to, you know, the rest of it just kind of an accent to go along with the picture. So there it is. I hope you guys are doing something really fun for scrapbooking, or National Scrapbook Day, which is on Saturday, May 4th. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.